They come from a lot of different backgrounds. I would say probably around 40% of them actually have a master's degree in library science, and they either worked in a business setting or a legal setting and came from that, knowing how to use certain databases that they can apply to this. I would say the rest of the people, I was at a law firm before I came here as a paralegal. There were definitely a few of those, and I think there are a few people who have come from just a complete business background at like Goldman or Bain, and then have moved into prospect research. I think analytical skills are very important because you need to look at all of the assets that we can see for an individual, whether it be based on certain financial forms that have been submitted, or whether it just be figuring out the price of their house and seeing whether or not that's off based on the zip code, or if you can most of the time see their house because it will be on Zillow. And just other things. So I think balancing all of that and saying, I don't think I'm getting the complete picture, or I think I am, I think that takes some analytical skills.
And writing, I'm sure, too.
Yep, and then you writing the bios and presenting it to the fundraiser in sometimes an eloquent way, I think is important. And one thing that we also do that I didn't mention is we also do due diligence on people. So if they are saying, okay, we want to donate $10 million to do, a center on domestic abuse, but it turns out that they've been in the newspaper for domestic abuse, then you don't necessarily want to take their money.
I found a pretty fruitful way to find foundation funders is to look at the annual reports of similar organizations, which may sound a little underhanded, but it's totally legit. And it's a good way to find out what the funder is interested in. And I do that with a lot of Zoomix's sister organizations, and I feel like the thought in the sector is that if a foundation can support one of us, they can support both of us. And so I also find that people are generally open to talking about it and giving advice with funders as well. But I've pretty much stopped using things like the Foundation Center because I just had better luck with annual reports.